Hey traders, some quick takeaways to identify the dead cat bounce. Okay, so basically, you know, we had this breakdown move with your fibs right here, anchoring at the top of the move down to Monday's lows. Well, the relief rally from Monday, we should have been closing above the 40%. If we would have closed above that 40% on this rebound here, that's told us that buyers were trying to come in supporting prices. We did not get that, so we came down. We came in again today. We tried it again for a second time. Okay. But the point is, we maintained below the 50% here on the SPX the entire day. Basically came up right next, awfully close right to it, and rejected. Okay, and that's why this is was a bear cake, a one of the indicators of a uh, dead cat bounce. Another thing that bothered me about today on this rally, like I said, we were still on the bearish side of trend, testing resistance uh, right around 10 o'clock this morning. 11 o'clock, 10 and 11 o'clock. So basically, right around 11:30, that's whenever I entered my short. So we got over into this candle right here. This is about the time frame where I entered my short. It's the biggest trade I've had for about 3 months. That worked out really good for me today on the short side. But we had this gap. That was another reason why I thought we could go lower. Another thing, our daily CPRs, central pivot ranges. So this was the daily central pivot range from yesterday. This is how it built out. And it's right inside of this gap area. So basically, the most value that was developed in yesterday's trading was right around this range right here. Okay, and like I said, if we were rejecting, finding a major high up here, which that's what my thesis was right here, that we would the first equilibrium we should have found would have been around this central pivot range. Okay, and we did not find any type of equilibrium there, you know. And then we also lost at the same time frame. We lost this right here represents the weekly VWAP. Okay, so basically once we broke the daily VWAP, the weekly didn't give us much support at all. Okay, so we've broken both of those now going into tomorrow. It's really a decent bearish setup going into the overnight session. And then finally, the last thing I was looking at here was how SPY, the pivot, was right there where the CPR was. So they were overlapping. That was giving me confirmation there was two different studies suggesting that we were going to be coming down in here. Two magnets, two different studies giving us a really good indication of a magnet point into this gap area. So I was looking for a high odds gap fill for this right here. I didn't know we'd get this. I got out of my trade up in this area, but we continued lower. So and it's really a broken pattern that we have going into the overnight session. Okay, and I do not think the week lows are in. I do think the market's going to get a lot worse here for the weeks out. There's a gap below us here on SPX right down here around the below the 5100. So I think there's a really good chance we're going to fill that gap yet this week. So be very mindful, and it or even worse than that. And I do have an end of week target down here, 5030. So we'll see what happens on that. Possibly 5030 area for an end of week target here on SPX. To give me the confidence and confirmation in my trade, what I always do is I look at the main driving the megatechs, the seven megatech names that are the backbone of the market, and see how they are to how they're reacting with price action to get an idea if they're supporting the market or if they're acting very weak. Okay, the strongest of the breed was Meta. We came up to that 78.6 area, 80% area, and today, early on today, and rejected. It was rejecting pretty hard off that area. I saw that around 11:30. You saw a really hard rejection. Same time frame, 11:30. Apple. Maybe if I put this as a smaller time frame, it'd be easier for us to see it. 30 minute. Same deal. This Monday's highs and to right Friday's highs to Monday's lows. Okay, and just giving me an idea the scope here. But right around 11:30, or yeah, right around 11 o'clock, um, that was your right around your 61.8, 60% area here for Apple, and that to me suggests we were right into resistance on Apple at 11 o'clock. So I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, hey, Apple could be into some major resistance. That's the second strongest stock. Okay, now once you go away from that and you start going into your other megatech names, what did you come up with? Well, like Microsoft. Guess what? We're only 50%, so that's the bull bear cross line, and it was having a lot of trouble getting through that. Okay, and none of the other names in megatech world were doing much better than that. 50% was it, and it's 50% or lower. Okay, other ones I wanted to mention here, like Nvidia was doing really bad. You know, Nvidia, we're doing 50% here. You know, so 11 o'clock, we're right down here. We're giving up the 50%. 11 o'clock and already at the pivot on Nvidia, AMD. See, you're only 40% there, bearish. Uh, okay, I already did Meta. What other ones here? Microsoft, Apple. What am I forgetting? Amazon and Google. Amazon's really doing bad. You know, you see the Friday highs. You see the price action right here. You know, this stuff here. If the markets were being supported and this was not a dead cat bounce, you should have seen a lot of these megatechs above the 50% for the relief rally by day 3 here, and that's not the case. And then finally, Google, really bad, really bad. So this to me was my big tell that this was a dead cat bounce because the monsters of tech were not set up, were not telling us that they were defending prices. Okay, that's all I got to say. If you like the video, like it, and please leave comments below if you got any questions. If you need any of my studies or anything, just let me know. The pivot studies or any of these other studies, I don't mind handing them out. Just let me know, and you know, I do have a Income Trader server. If anybody wants to come in, it's all free. If anybody wants to come in, I post my trades and stuff. But had a really good day today, and I posted it live. So thanks a lot for watching my video.